Shalom, Mambo, Habadi. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Diaspora Connects. My name is Wanda, and today is Sunday, October. Let me see, y'all. I'm on the continent of Africa, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and I lose track of time. So October 24th, Sunday, October 24th, and today is a beautiful day. I'm on the continent of Africa. I am doing a live video today, and I am going to discuss why African Americans are leaving Tanzania since last year. I got here last year in July. And so I've been here a year and 3 months, and I have noticed that many diaspora are leaving. So I wanted to do this video so I can kind of offer some of my personal advice on why I think many are leaving. Uh, there have been many that have done videos in reference to this, but I wanted to add my 2 cents or 3 cents or whatever. So I wanted to add my 2 cents to this conversation. And I wanted to say, well, I'll wait a few minutes to give some people some time to come in. Again, thank you for my faithful subscribers. Thank you for my new subscribers. Thank you for your viewership. Thank you for taking the time to view my channel, to listen to my content, to see what I have to say. I am hoping and praying that I provide pertinent information and guidance for those who are interested in visiting and or repatriating to the continent of Africa. This is Diaspora Connect, TZ or Tanzania. I have registered a legal business here in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. It's called Diaspora Connect. And uh, I assist those who are interested in repatriating, assist those in the diaspora, meaning those who have been dispersed during the transatlantic slave trade that were stolen from the continent, and they were dispersed through the four corners of the earth, and they want to come back and repatriate or visit or come back to the continent, specifically Tanzania. I assist those people with advice and services that they may need in order to assimilate comfortably into the environment, and also to connect and the sticks come two sticks coming together, the diaspora that were dispersed, as well as the local Tanzanians coming together, working together, living together, learning and doing business together, and just becoming one again. The two sticks are coming back together. So the children that were dispersed and stolen away are returning back home, and we are reconnecting with our brothers and sisters on the continent of Africa. So there are 54 countries on the continent. Choose one, visit several, and figure out which one is best for you, which one is works for you. So yeah, so that's kind of what I do. My heart's desire is to do a land and building project with which I am in progress or in process of working on right now. I am just looking for investors, those who have monies and who are interested in investing in the land and building project, and that we're looking to buy land because I've already got the business registered. So actually, I got the hard part out the way. Some people say it's easy to register a business. I say I got the hard part out the way because if you want to partner with the Tanzania, you have to take time to get to know them, um, and and things like that. So I have done the legwork in terms of screening and vetting. Habari, back to Africa. Habari, Zuri, Safi, Mzima. So yeah, so that's what my heart's desire is, to do a land and building project for the diaspora. Those who are interested, I am vetting for this particular project. So it's not open to everyone. I won't put the membership application online for anyone to apply. You have to come through me. You have to contact me. I have to talk to you, meet with you, and we have to see if our minds and hearts on the same page in terms of helping our people to come here, to get assimilate, and to eventually have a place that we can say it's kind of like home away from Mazuga land. I guess you can say it like that. because we're still foreigners here, but we can actually buy land under a business and invest in the country. So that's what the plan is, to buy land, and the plan is to build apartments, rentals, and well, actually rentals and Airbnbs primarily, and then affordable housing. Affordable housing could be something on the order of like somewhat like a Section 8 situation, in that when people run out of money, they will have some place to go. If they have very little, then they pay very little. If they don't have anything, then they stay for free. But the point is for us to have a place of refuge for our people. Now, it's primarily going to be members only involved in my project, but because the way I have it set up, we can bless people to be able to stay for free if they get in a bond. And if they're on the continent, foreigners, we're not going to let our people just be outdoors or don't have a place to live or have to run back to Zululand. We should have land and a place for people to come, housing, land, in case they run out of money. We should have a place for them to assimilate. So yeah, that's kind of the idea of Diaspora Connect, the project of the land and building project, and also wants to do agriculture and farming, of course. So the property will possibly be residential, so it's not going to be this big commercial company of agriculture and farming. It's going to be more of a residential living, farming, animals, vegetables, fruit, for us to sustain ourselves, and we can also sell it for monies. But the primary goal, in my opinion, for my business is to prepare a place so if the grid goes down, if the money system falls apart, which it will, we will have a land, and we will have food and vegetables to eat. We won't be hungry, and we won't be outdoors. So that's the plan with my business and the project that I am working on. I do have a GoFundMe. I will put it in the description box if you're interested in donating. If you come to Tanzania and you have a heart to help people and mature, no drama, no issues from the West. I'm not tolerating or dealing with any drama or issues from the West. It's my opinion. I mean, my decision. I mean, because I'm the CEO and I control operations of the company. I do have two Tanzanian partners, but I control operations. So I will be screening because of the previous issues that I've seen with a lot of our people, unfortunately. So, yeah, I'm being realistic. Okay. So now back to the subject at hand, why African Americans are leaving Tanzania, in my opinion. So I've been here a year and 3 months. So last year when I came, there were several families that came last year, but many of them have left. Many of them. Let me just look at the comments before I get started. Oh, hey, Dr. Witherspoon. Hey, Dr. Witherspoon. Congratulations on your induction in Ghana. I don't know. I saw the video, so I don't know if you call it induction, but induction, acceptance, congrats. Congrats, congrats. That was wonderful. I actually did that naming ceremony when I went in 2019. So it is good to hear from you. I'm glad you're doing well. So, but yeah, I am doing this video. Again, let me thank my faithful subscribers. Thank you for my new subscribers. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being interested in my content and listening to what I have to say. And please like, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And please share this video for those who you know that may be interested in possibly visiting Tanzania and or repatriating to the continent, to Tanzania, Dar, or Tanzania. So, yeah. So I was wanted to discuss why I think many African Americans are leaving Tanzania, and there have been many people that have already discussed this and did videos concerning this, but my take on it is somewhat the same like theirs is, but there are some, I guess, a little bit more specific things that I feel like that contributed to a lot of people having to leave. Um, and it's been something that we need to consider when we come to any African country on the continent. Of course, we know we need streams of income, But if you have savings or even streams of income, when you come to these African countries, specifically Tanzania, you have to live on a budget from day one. Like from the very beginning, you have to live on a budget. So if you come here and you rent a home, and it's you live in you rent a home and you live in lavish and you got fully furnished and you paying USD to come here and to stay here. Many of the houses are USD, meaning the furnished ones that you find here, especially close to Dar, are USD prices. So you're paying 3 to 6 months USD. That's the first mistake. When you come here, you have to have the mindset of budget, budget, budget. You budget, budget, budget. Whether you have savings or streams of income, you still must budget because it is cheap to live here in terms of the currency exchange. So for every one USD, for T shillings, it's like 2,300, right? So for every one USD, a lot. So every one USD, you have 2,300 T shillings. So that being said, you must live on a budget though, because everything can add up. It's not just the rent. Everything can be high. It just can, the money goes really quickly here. That's all I can say. Because it's so cheap, we think that, uh, you know, oh, it's cheap. It's only 5 USD or 8 USD, but that adds up when you are doing a lot every day. So, for example, I notice a lot of the Americans are, or just diaspora Americans, people in the UK, in the diaspora, they're doing a lot of and eating, meeting and greeting and eating. The first, I would say, 6 months that I was here, I was blessed to live with a Jamaican family. They opened up their doors and allowed me to stay with them for like 6 months. And so I was able to save money and stuff like that, and gauge the prices here and get an idea of how to budget better, because I had been living here. And so I noticed that I was doing a lot of meeting and eating, meaning I'm spending a lot of money on transportation because I'm meeting someone every day at different restaurants, and I'm spending money on international restaurants, which are pricier than the local restaurants. So if you eat at a local restaurant, you're gonna pay about 6,000 T shillings for the whole meal or something like that. So you can get two vegetables and meat, 7,000 T shillings. But if you eat at an international restaurant, that's at least 15 or 20,000 T shillings a day, or every time you eat. So if you do that 3 times a day, or if you do it twice a day, or even several times a week, look how much money that is. That's a lot of money that people were. One second. Okay, that's a lot of money that people that I was spending, and a lot of people are spending. But I understand at first people are meeting and eating, they're excited about being here, so they're kind of living like they're on vacation. But if you know you're coming to Dar es Salaam or Tanzania or any other African country to stay forever, it's the best idea. The best thing for you to do is to budget from day one. So even in your mind, when you know that you're coming here and you want to stay forever, or you want to, uh, I would say this, not stay forever, but if you're coming here on a tourist visa, you're visiting, right? And you may want to consider getting a different visa, residency visa, work permit, you're creating a business, you're doing a voluntary visa at a company, you're getting a retirement visa, whatever, student visa for your children, whatever you're deciding to do while you're visiting on a tourist visa, think in your mind ahead of time, what you want to do in the long term, and then you have to budget your finances accordingly. So you live based on what the plan is for the long term. So you don't live on the short term plan, in that you're eating and meeting every day. Yes, you want to do business, but um, it will be just the way we do it. We do a lot of spending of unnecessary money, because I did the same thing. We spent a lot of money unnecessarily, and a lot of that money could have stretched a little bit longer for many of us, including myself. So I had to learn how to live on a tighter budget. So for me, I live kind of like a local. I live like a local. So the most that I might pay is rent, and that's usually 3 to 6 months. My place was unfurnished, meaning I got the lowest price for my place. So, and of course, the further out you live, the cheaper or less expensive it'll be. But that still you can still get to a situation where you run out of money because even though you're out further and your rent is not as much, you tend to still overspend for certain things. So just because you're out a little bit and your rent is cheaper, don't mean that you want to be meeting every week and every day with people for stuff. So you're meeting, driving, riding around all these Ubers and Bajajis and Bodas, spending a lot of money on transportation, and then you're eating out a lot instead of buying. It's cheaper for you to buy fruit and vegetables than to eat out every day. So that's what I do. I buy fruit and vegetables for breakfast. I eat fruit or porridge, or chapati, or something like that. And then for dinner, I eat vegetables. I would say one day a week I might eat chicken wings. I love chicken wings, y'all. Actually, chicken wings from KFC, and I never even liked KFC when I was in America, but they have real chicken here, and it's so good. So I'll go and get like chicken wings one day a week, and then I'll get like a 9 piece. So I'll eat like you know, four one day, and then the next day I'll eat the other four with the next meal. So I'll stretch it. So I might eat meat one day a week, maybe twice. I'll get some lemon cuckoo. Cuckoo is chicken, so I'll get like a half a chicken. It's a local area that sells grilled meat. So they do beef on a stick. They do cuckoo, which is chicken. They do fish, which is samaki. And so you can pick and choose which you want, and it's still a good price. It's like 6,000 or 7,000 t-shirts for the meat. So you have to live like that in order to stretch your funds. So a lot of people don't know that and they don't do that. Especially when you're from the West and you say, "Oh, it's so cheap," but it adds up, and you can run out of money like really, really, really quickly here. I would say in 6 months, it's easy to run out of money. Even if you have like 15 or 20 thousand dollars, you can run out in like 6 months, y'all. So you must, from day one, everyone, day one, you must start on a budget. So that's one of the main reasons that I see a lot of the diaspora leaving. Another issue is the fact of the leaving the country. So, excuse me. So So leaving the country, you have to consider that and take that into consideration um, when you come here, or I think many of the African countries, but especially Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. If you come here, you must take into consideration that you have to leave every 90 days. Now, when I say take that in consideration, if you have a big family, you must consider the financial obligation that you will have, a responsibility with all those people traveling every 90 days. Now, you can possibly get a 30-day extension if you go to the local office and ask for one, but that's not a guarantee. So every 90 days, as a tourist, you must leave the country. So you have to consider that in your repatriation or your visiting plan. You have to consider the traveling. You have to consider the financial obligation to travel out of the country, because if you don't have enough, then how are you going to leave every 90 days until you figure out what you're going to do, or until you get another visa? You have to take all that in consideration and travel, even if you travel next door to Kenya or Zambia, Uganda, Rwanda, Malawi, Burundi, all these countries are bordering Tanzania, and you can travel like right next door to them, but you still have to get a flight or a bus. You still have to get visas for all those countries. You still have to take a COVID test. All that costs money. So you have to consider that for the number of people that you have. For me, I knew that I would be leaving the country every 90 days. I wanted to leave every 90 days. I wanted to travel the continent. So I didn't push the issue of trying to do other stuff but leave. My plan was just to leave every 90 days, just to visit different countries to see which one that I would prefer to, uh, that I would maybe like, or I just wanted to visit different countries. So I kept that into consideration. I took that into consideration when I was coming here, that I was going to have to leave every 90 days. So that's something that a lot of people don't really uh, take into consideration or count when you have a lot of family members, because you're paying for all that for all these people. It's just me, so I'm just paying that for one person. But we talking families with 4 and 5 children. You got to leave the country, and each person has a passport, and you have to visas for each, so that could be very pricey. So I do understand that was a bit much for some people, because it adds up, especially if you don't get another visa to stay, and you still have to, like, if you don't get like a different type of visa besides a tourist visa, and you still have to leave, then it could be a lot of money. So you got to take that into consideration when you come and you decide that Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania is the place for you, and where you want to, maybe reside or get a residency visa or work permit or whatever, create a business, whatever. You got to consider you still have to leave the country every 90 days. It is just what it is. So that is an issue. And then, so having to leave, that's a huge expense when you have a big family. So therefore, you still have to keep that in mind when you come here. And as far as budgeting, you have to budget all that into the equation. You have to count all that in. So, you know, it's something that I think that a lot of people didn't think about beforehand. They just look at, oh, it's cheap to live here. Oh, my rent is cheap, right? I'm way out. Even with the fruit and vegetables that you can eat on a low, you're way out, and you get in these nice places, nice big houses for $100, $200 unfurnished or whatever. And then, your transportation, you have to consider that your transportation is going to be very expensive, because the further out you are, the more expensive it's going to be to come towards the city, to go to the grocery stores or wherever you need to get to. If they're not by you, you got to pay. So that's another expense that you need to consider. So you got to weigh your financial situation and say, okay, so I'm out further, my rent is cheaper, but my transportation, I got to come into town 2 or 3 times a week, and it's costing me 30,000 T shillings. So if you calculate that, that's that's an additional expense. Transportation could be just be an expense by itself for some people, considering how far out they are, as well as conveniences. So the further you out, the less convenient it's gonna be. You're not gonna be as close to shoppers, or maybe you should have fruit stands around, but it may not have everything that you always need. So sometimes you may have to just eat what they have. You may not always be able to eat what you like to eat. You may have to just eat what's available or what's by you, so you don't have to make a special trip and spend 30,000 or whatever. You can be 20, 30, 40 minutes away from, the shoppers or shopping center. And then you're riding here just for a few items that probably don't even total what you're paying for transportation. And we're talking here and back. So sometimes it is ideal for people to um, it's ideal for people to get cars or purchase vehicles. So for me, it wasn't ideal, because I knew that I would be in an area that was close to local stuff. I did not want to be out far. I didn't want to find a place that was out too far, because it's just me. I'm by myself. I don't want to be out really far because it's cheap and then I can't get what I need. So that's me. Everybody's different. I like the conveniences of being able to walk to the grocery store like I do. I'm close to a shoppers. I'm close to fruit stands. I'm close to local stores. I'm close to a bank. Where I live is very convenient. And I did come last year, so the price was a lot better last year. If you try to get the same place that I'm in now, this year is probably going to be a lot more expensive now than it was last year, because so many of us are coming here. So prices are going up because we're coming here, y'all. We're coming here, and people are seeing, renters are seeing, and so the prices are going up because it's a money, it's a money thing. So it is what it is. So this is why it's important for us as diaspora to do things as far as registering businesses, buying land, um, preparing places for our people. So if you're buying land, you create a business, buying land to build a house for you and your family, that's cool. But my desire is to help other people. So my desire is to create a business, to buy land for me and build a house for me and my son. But I also want to help others as well. So of course I'm gonna build a house for myself. That's the ideal. That's the primary reason for me buying land. But I'm also want to help other diaspora who maybe have not created a business, maybe don't have the money to create a business, maybe don't know how to find a partner, a Tanzanian partner, to make it a little bit more affordable for you to create a business. So this project something that is um, is something that will be able to help with rents and stuff. And for me, I'm not about to gouge my people out. That's one thing about me. I'm not gonna overcharge my people. I couldn't do that because I know that our people are the children of the Most High God, the uncreated Creator, and I'm not gonna take advantage of them financially. That's just I can't do it. It's just who I am. Everybody's different. Like people keep telling me I need to raise my prices for my consultations and all my other services,